Hello everyone, Care Bear here to share with you a finished stuffy. This is the Tiger Toy by Maria Ermolova, also known as Polishka Bunny. You'll find her on Ravelry, on Etsy, and she has her own website, and she's a fabulous designer of characters and for knitting and for crocheting. So depending on your craft, take a look at her patterns. I decided to make this tiger toy because I still had yarn left over. I have made this tiger toy 3 times before. Once for a set of twins, another gift for a friend, and this last one is also going to be a gift for a family member um, in the fall. So I had the yarn left over and thought, yes, I'm going to make a tiger toy. And I also bought a toddler book that says T is for tiger and has a tiger on the front and goes through the whole alphabet with animals. So I thought this would be a great little character to put with that book and a beautiful gift for a family. So let me tell you about the materials that you need in order to create this character. Calls for a US 2.5 or 3 millimeter needle. That's what I used. And then Maria gives you all kinds of suggestions for different yarns, Cascade 220 and others. In this case, I already had the yarn, and this is Loops and Threads Impeccable yarn. I had bought a golden, a clay color, this cloud, and a charcoal, about 1 ball of each one. And from those 4 balls of that impeccable yarn, I got 4 tigers. And I still have left over of the cloud and the charcoal, but very little of the gold and the rust, like really very little. So it took 53 grams of the gold for this tiger, 22 grams of the cloud because you need to do the paws and also the snout. And then for this black or charcoal, I needed 13 grams. You'll also notice, I'm going to just put his face up really, really, really closely, but you'll notice I have a pure black here. This is more of a charcoal. I don't know if you're going to see it. This is a pure black yarn, and in order to do his nose as well as his eyes and the eyebrows, which is also pure black, I used a black superwash merino Estelle yarn, and it took only 2 grams. Maria's pattern shows you to use safety eyes. I didn't in this case. And so what I do is I crochet a chain of 5 stitches. I join it in the round, and then I sew that in to make the eyes of the tiger. So let me tell you about the construction of this character. It's all made in parts, so you do the head separately, the ears are separate, the body, the arms or front legs, and the back legs, as well as the tail. So all of these are done separately. And what's really great about Maria's pattern is she will give you instructions to knit in the round or to knit flat. So whatever you prefer in the process, both options are there. Not true for the head because you are knitting the head is knit flat because you are knitting intarsia. You move from one side with the gold and the black, and then when you get to the cloud, you knit across with a cloud, and then you pick up another gold and black on the other side, and then you're on the wrong side going back and forth, right side, wrong side, and you're picking up the cloud in the middle. Same with the tummy, you are knitting it flat, and then when you get to this section, you're knitting flat as well to work intarsia with this part of the stomach. I don't do that. I actually start the body in the round, continue to knit it in the round until I get to the point where I have to do this intarsia piece, and that's when I switch to knitting flat back and forth. So you knit the head, you knit the body, and then you join the two of them, stuffing them very heavy at the neck and heavy at the base. And what I love about Maria's patterns is she tells you what the length of the body should be once you've stuffed it, what the circumference of the body should be, as well as the head. And so that helps to guide you whether or not you're under or over stuffing. So I use all her instructions there. I find them very helpful. Then I knit the arms and the legs in the round. You start at the paw section and then you continue on to the top, close it off. You can stuff from the bottom and then you do close it. Same with the legs. You start at the foot, at the bottom section, it's open, and then I knit in the round for the rest of it. I close it off up at the top here, pulling the yarn together, and then I stuff it from this end, and I have to sew up this foot section. I actually, I think she has you do a whip stitch right there to sew the foot section together. Then you also have to sew the tail, knit the tail, which is pretty simple. I did it in the round. Again, you can do it flat, it's up to you. And then you don't stuff the tail, and then I just sewed it onto the body. Before I attach the arms and the legs to the body, I do the claws. And Maria has video instructions to guide you on all the fine features that are detailed in this character. So she gives you the instructions on how to do this nose and then take it and pull it under into the snout area. So she shows you exactly how to do that. She shows you how to embroider the eyebrows on. She shows you the ears are knit flat, but then you sew them onto the head, and she shows you exactly where to place and how to go about doing that. And then it's time to put the arms and the legs on, and she shows you how to do that as well. I have huge, long darning needles that I use that go through one arm and come out to the other side to do the other arm so that I can attach these. And I love the way she attaches the limbs for her characters because it allows the movement for these limbs. And you attach the legs in the same way that you attach the arms. So that is the tiger toy. I'm just trying to think if there was anything else that I needed to share with you. To do the claws and to do the claws on the foot, I use that Estelle superwash merino. I think Maria uses a really fine thread or an embroidery thread or a really fine yarn. I'm not sure. I didn't really pay attention because this was the fourth time I made this. So I had used the Estelle before. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to use it again. But she gives you ideas in her pattern. When you purchase the pattern, you'll get all the information about the yarn and the necessary stuffing to put in the toy as well. I use a Moldu free, baby safe, non-allergenic stuffing that's good for the little ones. And I also add on my tag, my KarebearKnitwear tag. You can see it there. I sew my tags on so that when I share this with family members, they all, they have my Care Bear tag. And I think that's all that I needed to tell you about this little guy. I don't think there was anything else. I'll just take a quick look at my notes. Will I make this character again? I've made 4 tigers. She has so many other great toys. Um, Monkeys and giraffe and farm animals and holiday animals. I've done the Grinch and the snowman, and I just recently did a reindeer. So I love her patterns because I like the instructions that you have the option to do it flat or in the round. And I also like the fact that she gives video instructions, and often I watch the video to see how she does the nose, and then I pause and then I do it myself, and then if I need to I can go back through the video. So even though I've made it 3 times before, I find those video instructions really helpful. I'm a firm learner of observation, and so I do love the video assistance. So that is the Tiger Toy by Maria Ermolova. It is a purchase pattern. Check out her website. She has amazing patterns that I think are fun to put with a book for holiday or for special birthdays. So this is the Tiger Toy. Thanks for listening.